An ornithological hero saves thousands of terns. A 74-year-old bird lays eggs once again, and a legendary bird went extinct this month all the way back in 1918. All of this and more on Breaking Bird News, coming up next. Helen Hayes, a 94-year-old ornithological hero, has passed away just this month. She was an ornithologist who helped bring thousands of terns back to an island just off of Long Island, New York. For over 50 years, she headed this program that surveyed and caught common and roseate terns in the area and led volunteers for over 50 years. The small, tiny 72-acre island that she helped survey the terns on did not have reliable access to electricity or water, and they actually got their supplies shipped in week by week. Most of the volunteers in her workforce only lasted a few weeks before burning out and heading home, but she would stay on this island for 5 months at a time, helping these gulls be surveyed and helping their populations grow. During her tenure on Great Gull Island, that's the name of the island that this research was taking place on, she helps to bring gulls numbers from 1969, there were only 3,000 breeding pairs, all the way to 11,000 breeding pairs in the 2010s, an absolutely inspiring feat in the ornithological and bird world. At 74 years old, Wisdom, the Layson Albatross, has laid eggs once again. All the way back in 1956, Wisdom was first banded, meaning that she's at least 74 years old, but could be much older than that. We just don't know. She's laid 50 to 60 eggs during her lifetime, and we know that about 30 of her offspring have made it to at least fledglings, which is absolutely incredible for one albatross to do in their lifetime. Over the years, there's been over 250,000 Layson albatross that have been banded, and none of them come close to that 74-year mark. The next oldest Layson albatross that we have on file is about 52 years old, making Wisdom just an incredible miracle, to say the least. Albatross have a myriad of challenges that they have to face during their lifetime, including things like plastics in the ocean, tsunamis, and we know that Wisdom survived one tsunami during her lifetime at least. Despite all of these challenges, Wisdom has beaten the odds over and over and over again and has once again laid eggs. Just a story of inspiration and strength that is unmatched in nature. This month, all the way back in 1918, one of the most iconic birds in North America went extinct. On February 21st, 1918, the last surviving Carolina parakeet, the United States' only endemic parakeet species, went extinct in the Cincinnati Zoo. The last one was named Incas, and there's a lot of mystery surrounding this story as well. All the way back in 1885, the Cincinnati Zoo actually purchased 15 of these parakeets, and a lot of these parakeets were actually successful in laying eggs. What's not known is why these parakeets weren't able to actually hatch those eggs. In many cases, partnerships like Incas and Incas' partner Lady Jane were unsuccessful in actually hatching their eggs, and many times they actually kicked the eggs out of their nests, making it really hard for the species to rehabilitate. There's also no indication that the zookeepers tried to save the species or the eggs that were kicked out of the nest, and eventually the last one, Incas, passed away all the way back in 1918. There's also some more mystery surrounding this, as the Cincinnati Zoo promised the Smithsonian Museum that they would send Incas' body to the Smithsonian to be displayed there, and that never happened. We don't actually know what happened to Incas and where Incas' final resting place is, shrouding this entire thing in even more mystery. And after a short news segment, we're going to move on to everyone's favorite segment, this month's Rare Bird Update. Remember, we're starting where we left off. Last month we left off on January 20th, so that's where we're going to begin. We start in South Dakota where they found a harlequin duck. There's less than 5 eBird state records. I'm not sure what the official number is, but it's pretty incredible that they found this bird. Now moving over to Oregon. Oregon's been on fire the last couple months. They had their second eBird record, as far as I can tell, of white wagtail, an incredible species to show up there. Moving on to January 25th, we go back to Oregon where they have another Baikal teal. They just had one last month. They have another one this month. This will make it the 5th state record for Oregon. Moving across the opposite end of the United States, we go to New York where they got their 9th record of northern lapwing. Now moving on to January 26th, we go to Minnesota where they got their 2nd mottled duck record ever. Don't ask me how a mottled duck got all the way to Minnesota. We will see if this actually gets accepted in the months to come. This was actually originally found a month prior on January 13th, but I'm including it now because we did not include it last month's update. Arkansas had a fantastic month as well. They got their 4th state record of short-billed gull. Moving on to January 31st, we move to Kansas, who also was on fire this month. They got their 1st eBird record, maybe their 1st state record, I'm not exactly sure, of Ross's gull. And a small Arctic gull species, looks absolutely incredible. February 4th takes us all the way over to Kansas again. We're staying here. Their 1st state record of slaty-backed gull. Bring on the gulls to Kansas, my goodness. Now moving over to California in San Diego, they got a record of lesser frigate bird. California is so huge, so a lot of these are going to be county records. I'm not sure what this record is. It's just a really cool bird to show up and fly right over San Diego, so I'm including it here. February 5th, we're back in California again, and this time we're in LA County where they got their 1st county record of swallow-tailed gull, an incredible looking gull species. February 12th takes us over to Iowa where they got their 2nd state record of crested caracara. Absolutely amazing. February 15th takes us over to Ohio where they got their 1st chaseable state record in years of Barrow's goldeneye. The last record was in 2023, but it was in a hunter's bag. It was blown out of the sky. Classic. February 16th takes us over to Georgia where they got their 2nd state record ever of hooded oriole. And February 19th, to wrap up this rare birds update, we go to Arkansas where they got their 1st state record of yellow grosbeak. Now to my neighbor to the north, Idaho, to finish this off, they got their 2nd state record of great black-backed gull. Forgot to mention, I don't know how I did this, but Utah also had their 2nd state record ever of black-headed gull. I actually went to see it. There's some incredible birders here in the state of Utah, and they found this 2nd state record. I'm not exactly sure which day it was. It's all kind of a blur. I believe it was at the beginning of February sometime. I don't know why I couldn't find that in my notes anywhere. But black-headed gull for the state of Utah. I'll link that in the description on the other channel so you can go see that for yourself. That's gonna wrap it up for this month's Breaking Bird News. Let me know in the comments below, what cool news stories from February did you see or hear? Share them with me in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining me on this news update. I hope to see you all next time on Bright Eyed Birding Learn.